Clouds don't give a fuck.
Nature don't wait for nobody.
Yep.
Them clouds was clear 5 minutes ago. Well, the sky was clear 5 minutes ago.
Nah, it ain't.
And now here comes a cloud.
They just wonder. That one should pass. That one might cover it.
Mm-hmm.
But look at them clouds over there. We way higher than them.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Fuck. Okay.
Nature waits for nobody.
Nature waits for nobody. Good morning, y'all. Hope y'all having an amazing day. I know we are. But today is day 6? Day 7?
I think day 7.
Yeah. Tomorrow's Sunday, so tomorrow make day 8. It's good.
He was just leaning.
Yeah, I was leaning away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, today day 6. Today's day 7. Tomorrow's day 8. So far, we had a good first week.
This is the most relaxed I've been in a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the most relaxed I've ever been. Is being immersed in a new culture.
Immersed in nature. Around people who say Pura Vida all the time.
They wish a pure life on you. I think that's beautiful.
I was talking to a friend, and they was talking about how this a whole new frequency that we're on. Like, they understand that just saying more life, even if they don't, you can see how that is here, because they have the longest life expectancy here. Because for me, they're always telling each other more life, or beautiful life. They're never saying bye. They just say Pura Vida. Every single time.
They're wishing you well. They're wishing you peace.
They don't ask for nothing either.
Yeah.
And they out here hard. They work hard every day, rain or sunshine. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Today we wanted to talk about the importance of taking breaks.
Yeah, with the saying Pura Vida, and then being able to witness it, and the people who live here, I'm just reminded that it is okay to take it slow. Life doesn't have to be so fast paced. We don't have to live to hustle. We don't have to live to try to get to the next thing and, rush to make it to the top. And I feel like fast paced environments, especially where we're from, it really conditions us to exist that way, or believe that that's how we're supposed to live. When out here, everyone's just chill. It's peaceful. It's laid back. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have their things just like every other country has their shit. But, as an outsider looking in, I can tell that with this slower paced environment, people are able to become a bit more in tune. They're able to embody themselves a little more. Being able to, connect with nature and find themselves in the reflection of what the world or what the universe has gifted them. There's beauty all around us.
And when they take care of the land.
They take so much good care of it, but when you slow down just enough, you can see that beauty and be able to accept that beauty is just that beauty is a reflection of you. We're always talking about how we're so connected and we're, all one. We're the universe experiencing itself in many, many different forms. And when you slow down just enough, you can see that in real time. And that's why, like, being out here, being in nature is just it's soul cleansing, because I'm able to see all the different ways that the universe embodies itself and how I play a role in it, and how the people around me play a role in it, and the way that, we all connect and we love each other and we love the land around us, how we can create something just so beautiful. But it's hard to find that in a fast-paced environment.
It's hard to find it in a hustle and bustle.
That's why, we take our breaks. We slow down. Especially with us being content creators, trying to maintain a presence online, trying to document things to keep people engaged and keeping up with what's going on social media and trying to find out like where we fall aligned with it. It can get exhausting sometimes when your job is on the internet. While the internet is a great resource, there's polarity in it. It's just as much bad as there is good. And I know for me, my issue is just the fact that we were never meant to know what everyone's thinking. And the internet gives us so much access to too many people's thoughts at once. It's an overload sometimes. It gets overwhelming. And sometimes I just need to take a step back. I need to take a break. I don't want to see every single thing that's going on in the world. I don't need to see everything that's going on in each individual person's world. I just let it be. I just need, to put my stuff out there, share my experience, and then go back to creating more.
I completely agree. That's why I love the fact of like that we get to create our own schedule, that we get to essentially work when we want to work. It is difficult being behind the screen all day. It is difficult trying to show up online every day. I mean, it's just like a regular job. It comes with its pros and cons. It's not just, it looks good, but it's not always peaches and sunshine, peaches and rainbows, whatever they say.
Rainbows and sunshine.
Rainbows and sunshine. It's not always rainbows and sunshine. It's
that might be wrong too. I don't know. Fuck it.
That sound right. It is a challenge. It is something that we definitely have to get away from. Like you said, we can overstimulate ourselves. We can burn out trying to keep up with everybody. We can burn out trying to keep up. We just looking at a screen for 8 hours on end for anybody like dries your eyes out. It gives you migraines, headaches. Like you can do anything.
Yeah.
And
takes your attention away from what's going on around you.
Yeah.
That alone.
And so we like to always like reconnect, be one. We like to breathe. We like to get together. And I think that is how we keep that intimacy up, and that's how we keep our connection up, and that's how we keep like our friendships healthy and all those different things, because we are connecting. We're not necessarily just on our phones all the time. We're not necessarily like just scrolling all the like we're reading.
Yeah, we're not doing everything with the phones out. We're not doing everything with the cameras out. We're actually living our lives without these devices, and by doing so, we're able to put more attention and intention into the things that we're doing in the present. Because
and it makes it more beautiful.
And it absolutely does. It makes it more meaningful as well. Like,
and intentional.
If I'm if I'm constantly carrying this phone around, trying to document everything, trying to record everything,
I can't focus on everything around me.
I can't focus on everything around me, but I'm less able to see the world through my own eyes. I'm seeing everything through this camera lens, which is just its own perspective. We talk about it all the time, like, the camera don't do no justice. It don't. And sometimes not everything needs to be on camera.
Yeah. Even this, like, this beautiful volcano that we have, it looks completely different on the camera than it does off camera. Like, you can feel the vibes that we're giving, but I'm pretty sure y'all can't hear everything that's happening around us. Y'all can't hear the birds. Y'all can't hear the animals in the back that's going off. You know what I'm saying?
Probably can't even see that there's like a flock of birds just flying around at the base of the volcano. There's a lot more detail.
There's a lot more detail
when you see things through your own eyes.
Yeah, and it's absolutely even more beautiful because we'll be present. Like she said, when you're just recording, you can't really be present in a moment because it's like I'm focused on trying to capture this angle rather than I'm focused on what's happening around me.
Yeah.
And that creates that can create confusion a little bit because I'm confused as to why I'm here, but I don't feel like I'm here. You know what I mean? Sometimes whenever we're like just vlogging, it's kind of I have to, if I'm vlogging, I literally just have to look here. I'm not looking here. I can't really look left and right too fast.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I don't see everything that I need to see because I'm trying to capture a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's okay to not capture everything. Like you said, it's okay to just be present. And that's why we take our breaks.
Yeah.
Because we are our goal, and one of my biggest goals is to be as present as I can be with everything that's happening around me, and I can't be present when I always have a camera in front of me. I'm always associating. I'm always worried about, does this look right? Mm-hmm. Did I get the right angle? Do you think this looks good? Because it's not just my perspective either behind the camera.
One thing that we do to kind of like help that problem is, for instance, like our adult content, we have preset angles around the house already, and sometimes we'll set the camera up, but we won't film the video until like days later, sometimes a week later. But we know the camera's there. That way we know, okay, our attention is focused on each other and getting into this moment. We're being intimate. We're being really like in tune with this thing. The last thing we want to do is break our attention to set up a camera and try to find an angle while we're like, that ruins the moment. So when we have the camera set already, we're engaged. All we got to do is just hit the button and then just go from there. And that's also why we do wide shots compared to POV shots, because if he's holding the camera, he's not focusing on me. He's not focusing on what he's doing, with me. He's just focusing on the camera. Or if he's holding the camera but still focuses on me, he's not focusing on the angle, and then now we got a video of the ceiling. Yeah. So, things like that just make it easier for us to be able to share our experiences, document what we want to document, but also just be much more present in the moment and intentional with what we're actually doing right here, right now.
Then, on top of that, that's why we take breaks.
Right.
That's why we're not always on the internet. That's why we'll post a video one week and then post a video a month later.
Right.
I think it's okay. And I even think y'all appreciate it more when we take breaks, because y'all are like waiting. It kind of builds up an anticipation, like, oh my God, when are they gonna drop another video? Like, it's whenever we had posted that we were out here, everybody was in the comments like, y'all gonna use that balcony? Like, they were just anticipating it.
Yeah.
It builds anticipation. It builds what's another word I'm trying to look for?
Excitement.
It builds an excitement. It builds an enthusiasm. So when you go see the video, you're like, oh my God, I knew it. I knew that was going to drop right there. I knew that was going to put some shit right there. And then it does wonders for us as well. Because we had the opportunity to get here, connect, find what we like you say, set up the angle, and then go from there.
The other importance of taking breaks for us is so that we can work on ourselves individually. With us working on the internet, we're trying to remain true to ourselves. We never want to post a facade and, present ourselves as a character. We don't want to make it seem like, we're this imaginary being just for the camera. We're actually documenting parts of who we are, the things that we want to share with the world. Sometimes we have to take a step back and get back to who we are and continue meeting these new versions of ourselves so that we can even do that, if that makes sense. Like, if we're constantly sharing and constantly, posting things and putting ourselves out there, it takes away time from us being able to reconnect within. And when we take these breaks, like, no, it's not just gonna be a couple of days, it's not just gonna be a week or two. Like, yeah, we're gonna take a month off. We're gonna take 2 months off if we need it. We're gonna take as much time as we need to focus on us, prioritize us personally. Cause I'm talking like,
you got bit.
You got bit.
Yeah, it's okay, we good.
Oh. The attention is drawn inwards individually. We're focusing on ourselves individually, and then it's drawn within each other. And then the energy is directed outwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I like how you put that together.
Kind of like a little cycle.
It is a cycle. Because also to add to that, there are just some things that we don't post.
There's a lot of things that we don't post. Mm-hmm. There's so much that we don't post
because we're always striving to be the best version of ourselves. Mm-hmm. We're always like working on ourselves, and not in the sense that we're broken, but in the sense that we are becoming our higher selves.
There's this little like, I guess, controversy around self-improvement and being better. When we say that we're focused or we're striving towards being our higher selves and being a better version of ourselves, we're not saying that who we are right now isn't enough. Mm-hmm. We're not saying that who we are, who we have been, isn't the better version. For me, what I'm saying is, I love who I was. I love who I am. I always love who I am in this present moment. I love myself so much that I want to get to know more of me. Mm-hmm. And the more I get to know more of me, the more I'm just curious to know, like, how far can I go with who I am? How much can I expand? How much can I take up space? What are all the things I can transform into? I am so fascinated by all of the ways that I can exist in this realm. So I take time to, reach those versions of me. They all require work. I feel like there is a little sense of dread when it comes to it because, and this is my experience based on what I see, especially online, it seems like self-improvement is something that's sold to people. Either it's something that's sold to people or it's something that is belittling to an audience. Less of a lifestyle and less of, a spiritual existence for people to just adopt on their own time. We see it across the internet in different like genres of content. You got to wake up at 4 a.m. to be great. Mm-hmm. You have to have this kind of lifestyle to be the better version of yourself. Mm-hmm. You have to be, follow this spiritual practice or this religion. You have to dress this kind of way. Like, it's just selling a trend to people instead of just opening up the space for people to explore what makes them feel better. Mm. I don't want to sell a trend to anybody. Mm-hmm. I don't want anybody to think that when we talk about self-improvement and when we talk about being better, that, you have to follow what I'm doing and you have to follow my lifestyle. Mm-hmm. All I want is for people to understand that by any means necessary, I'm going to create a life that makes me feel so good. By any means necessary, I'm going after the things that I desire and the things that are right for me. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be the things that's right for you or anybody out there. Mm-hmm. And I'm encouraging people to do the same. You don't have to follow the trends and do the things that you see your favorite creators are doing, but take the idea and take the message from it, which is taking time to explore yourself, stepping out of your comfort zone and trying something new, exploring who you are, being more in tune with your spirituality, your sensuality, embodying love, embodying greatness, just listening.
Whatever it looks like for you.
Whatever it looks like for you.
Mm-hmm. Even like exploring the dark side of yourself, like mm-hmm. exploring your traumas, exploring your triggers, exploring what makes your anger come out, exploring what makes your joy come out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even the opposite of those things are true as well. But just deepening your connection with self.
Don't just get the traumas and triggers and use it as a crutch.
Because it's not.
Get to the bottom of it. Get to the root.
Mm-hmm. Because it's supposed to be used to propel you. It's not supposed to be used to be like, this is why I'm this way.
Yeah. I feel like that's the other thing, especially with like the mental health thing, bettering mm-hmm. mental health. Okay. Well, so many people are getting these, diagnoses or self-diagnosing, but now we're just walking around using it as a crutch. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's figure out let's get to the root of why we're experiencing these things. And I'm only going to speak for myself. I was diagnosed with anxiety when I was 9. I've experienced major depression all the way until what?
20.
More than that, I want to say it was like a year and a half ago that So all the way up until I was like 23, 24-ish, I've experienced major depression. I was diagnosed with bipolar 2 when I was like 19 or 20, 19 or 20. I was diagnosed with bipolar 2. I've experienced the high highs, the manic episode, the mania. I've experienced the low lows, the self harm, the suicide. I've experienced the numbness. I've experienced so much. I've experienced the way that my attention shifted in school, the way that it became so hard for me to focus on things right in front of me because I'm constantly dissociated. I've experienced a lot, and I've always been very self-aware of my mental and my diagnosis. But it got to a point where, especially like on this journey on, finding myself, I had to figure out like where all of that actually was coming from.
Because those things aren't true.
And I've always believed that, okay, this is just a chemical imbalance in my brain, but
it's a reason that it's there.
Not every chemical reaction is a spontaneous reaction. What are the reactants that are coming together that is making this product or, this reaction occur? What are the things that I've endured in my life, in my existence, that have combined the combination of experiences that I've had that created what I'm experiencing right now? And it took a lot of, like you said, embracing the dark sides of myself, embracing the traumas that I've experienced and the things that I've gone through. And I was able to understand that those diagnoses, the, you know, mental health ailments that I've experienced doesn't really define my life. It doesn't define who I am. It doesn't define my capabilities. It doesn't define the direction that my life goes unless I let it.
Yeah.
I stopped putting myself in a little box based on the things I was experiencing mentally and just got down to the root of it, got down to, you know, the things in my life that might have caused it, and then getting down to what I can do with these challenges presented with me, because I know that there's nothing I could do. And then it got to a point where I no longer associated myself with my mental health ailments. Yes, I experience anxiety. Every human experiences anxiety. Yes, sometimes I do feel depressed. Every human experiences depression. Yes, I'm not going to say that I'm manic, but I do get ecstatic. I do get a overflow of joy and euphoria and happiness. And, sometimes I do get impulsive and I can move too fast. But I'm not going to call myself manic anymore. I'm just going to allow myself to be and be more observant of how I exist and how I show up in my life. I don't have to use these things as a crutch. I could just use these things to identify the path that I've taken throughout my life, voluntarily or involuntarily, and carve a new one to get out of there. I had to introduce new ingredients into this chemical reaction so that it can offset the product, so that it can change what the output is.
Yeah, you just building new neural pathways, like you said, digging in the rut, or what I would just call a neural pathway, because you can let these things affect you, um, just by accepting them. When you accept the idea that you have anxiety, you accept everything that comes with it. You accept the anxiety attacks. You accept anxiousness going out. You accept like not wanting to do certain things because like it literally puts you in its own like holding cell because you just allowed this one thing, this one characteristic, this one feeling, this one emotion to control your whole life.
Right.
And I've experienced the same thing. Like you said, everybody has. It's just to what extent, to what degree are you willing to allow these things to affect you, or the opposite, to to what degree do you want to become your higher self?
Yeah.
Is what pretty much what we're talking about, and that's what we strive for every day. We try to be the best versions of ourselves. I was gonna say to that earlier. I could say I'm my highest self right now, right? But if I work out every day for the next year, I'm gonna be a completely different version. So when I say I want to be my higher self, is the progression over time. Not saying that I'm my higher self in this moment, but in 2 or 3 more days, it's going to look completely different. Like your higher self, like the version, your higher self looks different in so many different ways, depending upon what you're striving to be.
Every time you do something that contributes to your higher self, or every time I do something that aligns with my higher self,
it's like you unlock something new.
Right.
Because you always want more. No matter the biggest person in the world still wants to get bigger. The strongest person in the world still wants to get stronger.
The richest people in the world still want to get richer.
Like there is no end goal. I think the idea is really to just keep showing up, because once you become stagnant, there is no stagnicity in a world of loss. Like if you either growing or you're dying, which is like a harsh reality, or like a harsh way to put it. But there is no plateau. There is no I'm gonna just stay right here. You're either getting better or you're not.
Yeah.
You're either getting better or you're doing the opposite. And I think that goes into why we take our breaks, because we're constantly striving to show up as our best as our higher selves. And sometimes for us, that looks like taking a break from the internet, because we're just developing our skills. We're developing our personality, our characteristics. One of my friends told me yesterday, he said, I have one of the best character developments out of everybody he knows. And I truly appreciated that in the realest way ever, because sometimes I don't give myself grace. Sometimes I forget to stop and smell the roses. I'm constantly like,
you don't acknowledge it.
Yeah, I'm constantly on it.
It's okay to be content with who you are and what you have right now. It's okay to be happy with the life that you're living. There are always it's always going to be work that has to be done to maintain that feeling. And that work alone is still progression towards your highest self. If I look at self-improvement as a prison or a never-ending cycle that I constantly have to work towards, I'm further perpetuating the idea that working on myself is exhausting and it doesn't feel good. But if I love myself and I'm so in tune with myself and I'm devoted to embodying me and who I am, working on me would not feel that way. It shouldn't feel that way.
It won't feel that way. You're only going to feel that way if, like you said, if you think that it's a problem, or if you think that constant improvement is a struggle. That's literally because your thoughts, the way you think creates these feelings. It creates more thoughts, and that will create more action. So if you, like you said, if you think that way, then of course it'll almost be impossible for you to grow. It'll almost be impossible for you to want to be a better person, or to even know what that looks like, because you're literally choosing not to think those thoughts at all.
It's real easy for us to clock in and work a regular job, working for someone else or working for something else. So
even if you hate it,
why wouldn't I want to work on me? I matter before any job, company, social media platform.
For me, there was a point in time when I didn't know what it looked like, and I just know my life cycle, So when I wasn't thinking this way, my life was not improving at all. It was hard for me to keep work, X, Y, and Z, and outside. I'm not living my higher self for real. I'm not working out. Hot pockets every day. Ramen noodles every day. And for me, those things weren't healthy. For it can be opposite for other people, but for me, I wasn't necessarily feeding myself them positive thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have room in my brain to even allow the thoughts of growth to come in my brain. All I knew was how I'm about to make more money, I can get a better job. It was never a thought of like, let me work on me first so that I can be a more skillful person, so that I can provide more value to the world, so that I can get paid more. It was always,
how can I make more money?
How can I make more money? Should I go get another job? Because no matter what, if I hate this job, and if I'm embodying these characteristics, right? These, I hate my boss, blah blah blah, like X, Y, and Z. That does carry over to your next job. That doesn't go away, especially if I didn't grow out of who I was. To, you know what I mean? Uh, it'll feel good for a few months, and then, because I know this for me, like I would quit a job, go to another job because these people make me feel this way. I'm not getting paid enough, X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, I'm still this person embodying these different emotions, these different feelings that I haven't chosen to grow from. So when I go to this next job, although it may feel good in the beginning, over time, I, I'm still going to revert back to those same emotions and those same feelings because I haven't grown as a person. I haven't done anything to feed myself that positive reinforcement, that positive. I haven't changed my diet. I haven't worked out a extra day. I'm still going home to the same home, doing the same things. Like there was just no growth there. I might have made a little more money, but I had more problems. So the moment that I started embarking on my self improvement journey, or self mastery, I like to call it, to be my higher self. That's when it started to change for me, and that's when I started embodying these different characters. That's when I started finding more about love. That's when I started coming out my shell a little more. Started becoming a more bubbly person, a more outspoken person. Everything changed. I forgot where I was going, but yeah, that. Yeah, I embodied something new and I became something new. And so it's not to say that I don't like my life right now, but I know that if I embody something new from this moment forward in a more positive light, how much more will my life change? How different will my life be? It's not like I'm seeking a different feeling, but how much can I expand upon these feelings that I have already?
Right. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Expansion.
One of the mechanics of the universe, one of these books that I'm reading is to multiply. How can I multiply these feelings of love? How can I multiply, or you can use amplify? How can I amplify these feelings? How can I make them greater and greater and greater? I hope I didn't kill that bug. I hope it just flew away. I don't see it on my fingers. Yeah, how can I multiply these feelings? Not only for myself, but for everybody around me as well. Yeah. I don't know where that bug came from. Can they even fly?
They got wings.
There's a lot of wings on the ground too.
Oh, that was from last night.
But yeah, that's what we wanted to talk about today. You had anything else you wanted to add before we end it off?
To sum it all up, time waits for nobody.
The universe don't give a fuck.
Time waits for nobody. So I'm going to do as much as I can to make me happy and to bring me closer to achieving the life I desired within the time that I have right here, right now. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to be so devoted to myself. And I'm going to be my biggest cheerleader because I want to see me expand and I want to see me grow. And I'm going to do that by any means necessary. Even if I do need to take a break, even if I do need to take time off. I know I'm not guaranteed 100 years, 1,000 years. I'm not guaranteed to see 50. But within the time that I have, I'm going to use every minute, every second that I can to make me a better me. Period, pussy ass hoe. Let's get breakfast. I'm hungry.